What's up, guys? I know it's been a while, but in today's video, I want to talk about something kind of universal for the Hunter Call of the Wild. I know it's been a while, but I have played this game for over 7.5 years, and I get a comment every now and then that relates to the game overall. And the question usually comes up is, how do I still have fun in the Hunter Call of the Wild after all these years? That people are doing this great when grinding and all of this stuff. I don't have fun in it anymore, so I put down the game. And they see a YouTube video of mine, maybe they ask. But I just want to talk about how maybe you can still have fun in this game and you can get back into the game, because I think there's a lot of potential for the game. I don't see Expansive Worlds making another hunting game for a pretty long time, and they are still putting a lot of work into this game. I mean, there's 16 maps, there's hundreds of animals. I mean, you have things to do in this game, but having fun is not always such an easy part. You're not finding the amount of trophies you want, or maybe curtain grinding isn't the thing for you, as it is for many now. There's ways to get around it, right? One of the big ways that I see is using your friends, for example. Playing Hunter Call of the Wild with friends can make it probably one of the most fun games there are. Hello. But it's playing the Hunter Call of the Wild with friends can make it much more enjoyable. And I also have the HUD off, so I have no clue what I'm 0-2 right now. Is that good? I think I hit him. I have to cut this out. Yeah, I definitely missed. I don't have a clue in the world when I'm 0-2 right now. I turned my freaking HUD off and there's a max weight gobbler right there. I might have to cut a little bit out. But let me HUD off real quick. Just to the right distance. Yeah, I'm about to cut a lot of this out. I don't know when this video is going to be uploaded. Hey, buddy. What is blocking me from hitting him, bro? I hate this game sometimes. That's literally a max weight gob right there, and I cannot kill him. Well, let him go. Now I'm out of 22 bullets, but back to what I was saying. Playing with friends can be such a big part of this game now. If you don't have friends to play with and you would really like to, hello. I'm here. There's plenty of people in the community. If you just play multiplayer and you utilize the chat, you can really make a lot of friends. I mean, it's the game. The community of Hunter Call of the Wild is one of the most kind and heartwarming communities that I know. And it's a very universal game. There are kids who play this game that are down to 8-9 years old, and there are men that play this game that are like 65 or something like that. I mean, there's plenty of YouTube channels out there that are literally old guys just playing this game and having an absolute blast. And that's one of the things that make this game so great. I mean, I've been playing it for so long. I don't even remember how old I was when I got this game, but it has been a long time, and I've played this game through many phases in my life, and it has helped me through a lot of hard times. The game is really just very universal, but having fun can be something you might actually be having some issues with now. Like I said, playing with friends, but another thing is you look on the map, and you look at all the maps that are actually popular. Right, the maps that people like to play a lot. Emerald Coast, Silver Ridge Peaks, Verhunga. The maps that people genuinely usually like to play a lot are the easiest maps. And people obviously want to kill a lot of trophies, so they play on the easiest maps. But I think playing at the more difficult maps can actually be a good switch up, and it can actually turn out to be really, really fun. whether going on New England and turning all hints and stuff off and using a recurve can be one of the most challenging things that you can do in this game. And even if you kill just some little 200x whitetail, which obviously is massive in real life, but massive, okay. But in this game, it's pretty small. You just kill a little gold whitetail, that would be awesome. With a recurve, that'll be extremely rewarding. But if you did that while you were grayling grinding, you wouldn't even bat an eye. It would be actually a really small deer. You would probably be upset about it because your HMs are working or something. But I think the challenge in the game is kind of what it was meant to be. Back in the day, when this game just came out, people didn't have all the freaking 22 tricks and all this crap. The game was actually somewhat difficult. It wasn't just a walk in the park like it is now. Now you can just kill hundreds and hundreds of animals on end and kill diamonds and rares and stuff, and you won't even bat an eye. But back in the day, you would be pretty happy and pretty ecstatic to kill a gold. And that was just normal. Now I don't even care if I kill a gold. I don't even care that much if I kill a diamond. It's pretty cool. But especially if it's of a species I already have a diamond of, I'm like, okay, then maybe I tax it, maybe I don't. Rares can be a little different sometimes because they actually, are visibly different. But aside from that, the game it can be a little boring sometimes. That's why I think a lot of people walk away from the game. And I also have taken breaks from this game for years on end. Well, not years on end, but I've taken breaks from it for a few months, let's say. But then I always come back to the game for a few reasons. One, I see some content on YouTube that I really like, and then maybe I wanted to try it. And the next reason is probably the biggest reason, and that's Expansive Worlds carrying the player base to come back, because they're always adding new stuff. And when they add new stuff, old players are really going to feel left out, and they're going to be like, okay, I want to go see what this is all about. So they come and they try to, play the game for the new stuff that's on it. And I think that really can carry this game to a whole nother level. It's just, they genuinely add a lot to the game. Very, very, I don't know how I say it, but they add stuff to the game very normally, right? It's very regular to get updates and DLCs with the game. And while it can be kind of expensive, I have literally every DLC in the game except the color or the paint and stuff, because it's been 7-something years since I played this game, so obviously it's not really going to be too bad for me. But I really just wanted to talk about this topic because I think this video could do pretty good. I just wanted to kind of express my thoughts. If you're still having trouble having fun in the Hunter Call of the Wild, there's things that you can do to try to aid that. I think the game can be one of the most fun games that you will ever play if you play it right. And you look back, years and years ago, if you look at some of the YouTubers that played the game, they had the most freaking fun. It was such a blast, especially the old multiplayer and stuff. It was so fun. And I still have multiplayer fun, like me and Trip, whenever we play. It can be very, very fun. Hello. But I just want to express my thoughts about that. If you have a really good friend that hunts a little bit, that maybe isn't in the game, or maybe he doesn't hunt at all, but you played the game for a while, I really suggest trying to get them to get this game, because I think they have a pretty good chance of falling in love with it. As I have years and years ago, I fell in love with this game, and here I am, 7.5 years later, and I have just under 1,000 hours in this game. And I have trophies across the board, and I think this is one of the best games that has been made, frankly, and I think this game has helped a lot of people through a lot of tough times, and I thank the developers for that. I hope that they keep developing this game, because Expansive Worlds, as far as I know, this is one of the only games that they're really supporting. Obviously, they're playing classic, but aside from that, this is their main game. So I'm very glad that they're still entertaining this. Obviously, I do not have a 22 to kill this thing with, so should shoot him with a 300. Why not? Or not. Wait for it. I don't know what that much would hit, but yeah, I think as far as maps go, I think it's a very good representative of this. Mississippi Acres is one of my probably top five. Well, the top five, I don't know if it's top five, but it is one of my favorite games. It is one of my favorite maps in the game, which is crazy because most of the people, it's literally like bottom three because it's quote unquote so dense, and they hate that as a challenge. The same thing with New England. It's a very, very dense map, but it can, I've done some of the most fun and rewarding hunts in the entire game. Just killing a little animal out here can be pretty cool because it's not super common. They're pretty difficult to kill. So I just wanted to express my thoughts on that. And there's more layers to it. Obviously, Thunder Bataan is also a pretty popular map, but it's also pretty dense sometimes. So that could be seen as a deception, I guess. But I think people should look at. She's dead. I think people should also look at not just the animals of every map. Everybody's always focused on animal this, animal that. Listen to the music of each map. Look at the environment of each map. Go into the history. Read those paragraphs that the devs actually made for you, and don't be so caught up on the animals and trying to get rares and diamonds and stuff, because they actually have a pretty big team and they actually try to put a lot of details in this. So be one of the people that actually appreciate that. Go into the codex and actually read this stuff sometimes. First Mississippi Acres. I mean, it's just an example. It'll teach you a lot of cool stuff that they actually try to put. Look at all these paragraphs that they write. Y'all don't understand. They write these paragraphs for every single one of these regions. Catfish Bank, Horseshoe Bend. I mean, these are all places on the map. And they write literal paragraphs for every single one of these, explaining it, landmarks. Obviously, I only have one of these. These are little eyes that you see on the map, and they also write out a paragraph for every single one of these, and the people and the missions. So, and also missions is another thing. If you get so bored of the map, playing the missions can be pretty cool. But I just wanted to kind of express my thoughts on this because how long I've been playing the game, you kind of learn how to have fun again. It's not always about how many things you can kill. It's about, actually having a good time in this game. I think that can come in more ways than one. Pause. But, yeah, I mean, this game it's a legendary game, and I think more people should recognize that. So I hope you guys had a good time listening to my rant. You probably don't even make it this part because everybody seems to hate me, but I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys really do have a good time on this game as I do, and yeah, you continue to support it so we can all have a good time.